Hi, it's Jen from Shabby Fabrics. This adorable quilt behind me is called Learn to Quilt. Now this may look familiar to you. 3 years ago now, we filmed the Learn to Quilt series. We had so many people asking us, would you please film a video on Learn to Quilt? I want to do this. I want to learn this amazing hobby. I don't have time to take classes. And so we went ahead and filmed that. We've made kits and those kits sold out. And we continue to get requests, and I said, okay, it's time. Let's remake this quilt. Those older videos are still going to be available to you to watch, but we've brought the quilt back in all new fabrics, and I love it. It's so much fun. We use Motabella solids for all of our solids, and the fun prints are from Kimberbell Basics by Maywood Studio, and of course Kimberbell Designs is one of our favorites. So I had a lot of fun putting the fabrics in and making it new again. So let me talk to you about this if this is brand new to you. Maybe you've been waiting to learn to quilt, or maybe you already know how to quilt but you just want to make this quilt again. Or maybe you want to grab a friend who's been wanting to learn, and this would be a great chance for you to mentor them along the journey of learning how to quilt. So inside your kits, first thing that you'll be getting is some practice fabric. We wanted you to be able to get used to ironing fabric, using sizing if you're going to use sizing, cutting fabric, practicing the 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we gave you some fabric, 2 pieces that are 9 by 21, and the fabrics will absolutely vary in your kit. So if you're getting fabrics that look completely different than this, I'm sure you will probably, because we just wanted to give you some high quality fabric to practice with before you start working with your actual fabrics needed to make your quilt block. So let's just look at the red quilt, for example, the red quilt block. What you can expect inside each of your block kits, they'll be separated out, which is, I love that. I love that that block, that fabric, and those instructions, and some shabby shapes, the lacer shapes of the hearts to make this adorable pillow will be included. So you not only get to make the quilt, but by saving your fabrics, and you'll be getting laser shapes each and every single block, you will be able to make this adorable pillow, which is so much fun, which is what this thread set's all about, but I'll get to that in just a bit. So inside each of your block kits, as I said, you'll have your instructions. You don't need to download those. We'll talk to you about the intro to quilting, and even though the previously recorded video series, which is still what you'd be referring to, shows slightly different fabrics, we have made sure that we have updated your instructions to include the fabrics that are in today's kits. So you don't have to, well, they're showing me this one fabric, but something else is in my kit. No, what is in your kit will match what we've included as your instructions. So we've updated those for you to bring you to current. And I love that you get to be introduced to laser shapes. So we get to not only focus on the piecing of the Learn to Quilt, but we get to just dab our little toe and touch our toe in. What is this laser shape about? Laser cut shapes are really fun for applique, and in each of your blocks, you'll be getting some of the pieces needed to ultimately be able to put the pillow together. Be sure to save your fabrics along the way, leftover fabrics after you've pieced your block, because you'll be needing those to be able to do the patchwork, kind of that checkerboard above and below the applique. But when you get your shapes, of course, keep them aside, but when you get ready to use them, you'll simply roll that back, peel that off, and you can kind of see that shine. That's the adhesive. Once you get ready to lay everything out, you'll position those onto the background, iron them down with a medium heat, and that's where this beautiful thread comes into play, where you'll be able to stitch down all of your shapes. This is 50 weight cotton from Sulky. It's a super affordable thread set, and now just everything will be able to be color coordinated. And once the project is done, you'll be able to add those thread to your stash, because you not only want to add fabric to your stash, but also thread, because we need thread to be able to put projects together and to coordinate nicely when the thread will be showing on the surface, such as in fusible applique. So as we said, you'll get all of your instructions and plenty of fabric. There's an ample amount of fabric. If you make any mistakes, you should have no problem being able to recut certain pieces to be able to start fresh and be able to make your blocks. We continue like that all the way through your 6th block, and then we'll come with our finishing kit. That'll include your inner border, your outer border, your binding, and even your backing is included. We've picked this adorable Kimberbell. It's a white on white. There's a really cute design on there, and that will be included in your kit at no extra charge. And that, of course, is for your backing. So that's how we'll continue throughout the series. Now, what's on the table with me in addition? As in any hobby, you need supplies to be able to be successful and have fun. So we've put together a basic notion kit that has all of those really essential items that you need to get started with quilting. Now, if you already have some of those items and you only need some of the few items that are in here, maybe you need a fresh rotary cutter, or maybe you need, fresh patchwork pins. You're still able to buy those individually, or you can just pick up that notion kit that has everything you need to kind of get you started. And of course, we can't get going on cutting fabric without having rulers as well. So we've put together a small set of rulers. These were my favorites. They were my absolute go-tos. Of course, we always need our bigger 6.5 by 24.5 inch ruler whenever we're cutting our bigger things like our borders. But once that's done and we're actually moving into our blocks, that's when these smaller rulers come into play, and of course that's where our focus is. So inside our ruler set we have a 6.5 by 12.5 inch Creative Good ruler, our simple 7/8, which I love that whenever I'm working with a 7/8, the Ultimate Flying Geese tool, which is an amazing tool. And you'll see me use that on video, and our 2.5 by 6.5, and that's again just a ruler set that if you're looking to know what I used, then you can pick that up, and that's a set that's available as well. So this is, I hope you grab a kit. If you missed out last time, grab it this time and grab a friend. Every time I get to sew, and I get to sew with a friend, it's that much better. I mean, I love to sew anyway, whether even by myself. But when I get to be able to, be with friends that I know love quilting as much as I do, it just makes it all the better. So tag a friend who maybe's been interested in learning how to quilt, and this may be their perfect chance. So thank you for letting me show you the recolored Learn to Quilt Kit. There is a limited amount available. Grab that, grab your thread set, and any notions or rulers that you may need, and I will see you on the video series where we can learn how to make this quilt block by block. I'll see you then.